Welcome back, Renegades. Today I'm continuing with Ren and the Sick Boy album. I think I've done the first 4 tracks. This is track 5, Lost All Faith.
Mate, I'm in a bit of a rush right now. You're a sick guy? Thanks, mate. You're a sick boy. I've got to get out of the train, mate. I'm really sorry. I'm talking to you. Hey, can I get a quick picture, mate? Nah, mate, I've got to go, mate. Just a little cheeky
Okay, so this is what's this going to be, like a meditation on fans, on unhinged fans by the sound of his vocal inflection. Let's start again, man. Nice beat as well, isn't it? As we've come to expect.
Mate, I'm in a bit of a rush right now. You're a sick guy? Thanks, mate. You're a sick boy. I've got to get out of the train, mate. I'm really sorry. I'm talking to you. Hey, can I get a quick picture, mate? Nah, mate, I've got to go, mate. Just a little cheeky little picture, but I've really got to go, mate. I'm sorry, mate. Alright, fine, quickly. I knew it was you. I'm a charming fella, I like drinking cans of Stella. See, I'm living for the weekend, bag kebabs and salmonella. Cinderella story, rags to riches, spinning full propeller. I'm Nigella Lawson, stacking mozzarella. Only joking, I'm an introvert, alone inside my room because my insides hurt. I contemplate existence with consistency in my polo shirt, then reassert my confidence with compliments I don't deserve. I calm my nerves by plotting for the day that I might leave this earth. I lift up my eyes to the hills. Pain is my shepherd, my sword and my shield. I find my refuge in patience and pills. A patient that's patiently waiting for help. I don't ever seem to feel well. Can anybody save me from myself? There's blood on the leaves where I fell. Coming down. Burn the book.
That's a lovely change that was just coming up there. I don't ever seem to feel well. Can anybody save me from myself? Wim Hof talks about this a lot. You know, his first wife committed suicide and left him with some young kids and stuff. Jumped out, you know, awful story. Jumped out of whatever floor it was of the flats they were living in. And he describes it as like a terrorist in the mind. And I've never felt anything so, I guess, extreme on the dark side. Although, of course, I have been in dark places. I've been in dark places, and it's tough, isn't it, to know. I mean, I'm not a doctor or a psychologist or I'm a philosopher. Perhaps you know, I'm going in that direction. And when you've got external problems like, you know, Ren's illness or whatever your illness may be, and everything seems overwhelming, I don't know why it's has anybody seen? I don't know which film it is, but where Johnny Depp plays the Mad Hatter in one of those Alice films, and he says, "I don't like it in here. It's too crowded." But how do you? And nobody's coming to save you, I suppose, are they? I'm doing my best. Digressing again. What's this? What's this? Is this a song from Ren's point of view? Is this a song because it's kind of. I'm going to take it all the way back to the start, I think, because it was kind of from the point of view of that guy who's trying to get the selfie with him, and then is it morphing into to Ren's point of view?
Mate, I'm in a bit of a rush right now. You're a sick guy? Thanks, mate. You're a sick boy. I've got to get out of the train, mate. I'm really sorry. I'm talking to you. Hey, can I get a quick picture, mate? Nah, mate, I've got to go, mate. Just a little cheeky little picture, but I've really got to go, mate. I'm sorry, mate. Alright, fine, quickly. I knew it was you. I'm a charming fella, I like drinking cans of Stella. See, I'm living for the weekend, bag kebabs and salmonella. Cinderella story, rags to riches, spinning full propeller. I'm Nigella Lawson, stacking mozzarella. Only Only joking, I'm an introvert, alone inside my room because my insides hurt. I contemplate existence with consistency in my polo shirt, then reassert my confidence with compliments I don't deserve. I calm my nerves by plotting for the day that I might leave this earth. I lift up my eyes to the hills. Pain is my shepherd, my sword and my shield. I find my refuge in patience and pills. A patient that's patiently waiting for help. I don't ever seem to feel well. Can anybody save me from myself? There's blood on the leaves where I fell. Coming down. Burn the border, sons and daughters, law and order. Crave disorder, praise more selfish ways have come too late. I've lost my faith, I've lost my faith.
That was a great chorus, wasn't it, man? Like melodically. It reminds me of something I can't put my finger on, but nice.
You've awoke a beast, I'm a geezer on the streets. Mona Lisa, this is art, make her Mona Lisa, she needs mummy. Eeny, meeny, miny, Mohammed, Abi Ali. Pleased to meet you, mate, who's the G? Not me, an irregular guy. Halitosis with psychosis, omens etched in my mind. Overdosed on pills and potions, a collection of mine. Split a Valium with a Zanny and I mix it with wine. Oi, pull yourself together, mate. Pull your socks up, stand up straight. Look at you, you're such a mug. God, you're such a fucking stain. Honestly, I wouldn't be seen dead with you in
Something I've been thinking about recently is mixing Valium with Xanax and wine or whatever. Valium, I think I took it once, slept brilliant. Xanax, I think that made me not be able to walk properly. I mean, that's strong stuff, man. Like, what do people take that for? Like extreme pains and stuff. But anyway, the thought that I was having was that recreational drugs or drinking or even things like shopping and eating, as I've mentioned many times before, they are they an attempt for connection? Not just at like dispersing or quelling pain, but are they an attempt at connecting with the source? An attempt for union. And I think when I realised that my extracurricular activities were having a negative effect on my life, my mind, my ambition, all that kind of stuff, I do remember thinking all of this stuff is just an inadequate shortcut, a brief, fleeting shortcut to connecting with something bigger than yourself, I suppose, which I think I've spoken about before as well. To a lot of people, that means God, as the man in the sky or whatever, which is a concept I'm not, subscribed to. However, I am aware that there is an energy, or there is something, that underlies all of reality, and it's all, that's holding everything together. So now I guess that's why I'm trying to explore meditation and yoga, not as a physical exercise, but as a way to. I think I heard Russell Brand describe it once as that it gives him daily access to unseen realms of power. And the word yoga means union, I think, doesn't it? And you experience, or I experience, I think, that union in flow states, in the moments of when you're being creative, when time, the concept of time just kind of vanishes or disappears, you know, and you're so engaged in something that time just flows, doesn't it? You know, hours go by like minutes. Yeah. It's yeah. Let's continue.
Depressed and disorderly, it's like you fucking love it. Maybe you're right, maybe it's rent. Do it again and again and again. Maybe I'm high, maybe I'm meant to live in a cycle of anti-survival like man. In a prism like Ben, shot the iris of the land. Make believe and play pretend, God's my witness at the end. With God as my witness, I walk through the valley of the shadow of sickness. I fear no evil, I need no forgiveness. Deliver me from temptation, he never listens.
Temptation's another interesting concept, isn't it, as well? And I know I began a podcast, The Lyric Division, to talk about some of my favourite lyrics, and of course life and you know, earning money and all that sort of stuff, you know, to live takes up a lot of time. So unfortunately, that's kind of fell by the wayside after like a couple of episodes. But I do plan to get back to it at some point, and I plan to get back to it with a Bob Dylan song. It's all right, Ma. I'm only dying. Or is it I'm only sighing? Whatever the in brackets bit is. But the lyrics in that, you know, are just phenomenal. And he speaks about temptation. And there's a line that just recently just keeps popping into my head and again and again, which is, temptation's page flies out the door. You follow, find yourself at war. And isn't that true? You know, isn't that just so like deeply true that it's so important, I suppose, to resist temptation or compulsion, not because it's the right thing to do or whatever it is, which I suppose it is, but you know, well, if you, but that's what I guess a lot of the religions would say, right? But because if you follow temptation, you find yourself at war, right, with yourself. Is that fair to say? Is that do other people have that experience? It's fascinating stuff to get into, you know, and I enjoy Ren making all these religious and biblical connotations, because as I've said before, these are like just so, they're such old stories, aren't they, you know, that have stuck around like forever. And the encoded in it is the way, I suppose, our ways or tools, perhaps, that may metaphorically be some kind of roadmap, you know, to how to live. But of course, it gets twisted and bastardized and whatever else, and a lot of that, unfortunately, is lost, I think. But it's just fascinating stuff, isn't it?
I don't ever seem to feel well. Can anybody save me from myself? There's blood on the leaves where I fell, coming down. Burn the border, sons and daughters, law and order. Crave disorder, praise my selfish ways. I've come too late. I've lost my faith.
That's interesting. Is that a mistake in the lyric video? Did he sing "I've lost my faith"? And it is. There's like some weird urge for self-destruction, isn't there? Which which would be categorized metaphorically as, the devil, I suppose, or the devil's work, or evil spirits, or whatever it is. And I guess I could say, as I became more atheistic, perhaps in my 20s, the idea of evil spirits or good spirits or angels or demons or whatever would seem farcical, or unrealistic. But then, of course, you get a little older, perhaps a little wiser, just a little more open, I said in the Hunger video, to be whether you should be a seeker or a believer, and always be a seeker because then you don't draw conclusions. I suppose I'm digressing too much inside my own head now. Where was my thought that I was going with? Spirits. I would say that that of course they don't exist, bad spirits and stuff. But it's like, where do thoughts come from? Where do thoughts come from? And they rise up in you, don't they? Like from where? From some kind of like unconscious. Is it like or subconscious? Is it a collective unconscious, as Carl Jung posited, and or many of the religions, I suppose, do. Like, where do thoughts come from? And I try to remind myself now daily that I am not my thoughts. I'm the one. The one observing them, the one experiencing them, and that in itself is a very difficult concept, or was a very difficult concept for me to get my head around for quite a while. But thoughts seem to rise up as if they were spirits, like what's the difference really? And they are trying to manifest themselves, or make themselves manifest in this reality, and perhaps what the ones that you give your attention to or put your attention on, then you give them power, and then little by little, bit by bit, they through action, through behaviour, they get a foothold, get a little grip on this reality. Is that how it works? Is that what happens? I don't know. I'm undecided because I'm still seeking. I'm not drawing conclusions. But these are just some of the things that I've been thinking about. And what a joy it is, to think about stuff. Well, it's not always a joy, is it? Sometimes your thoughts can drive you insane. But that's why I would advise, some kind of meditation to. Well, I suppose it depends which meditation and what is meditation. Is it something you do, or is it just a state that you're in? I'm currently doing Isha Kriya on Sadhguru's app, which is just reminding myself, that I'm not the body and I'm not the mind. Trying to create a little bit of distance, and it's early days, but I'm trying to be consistent with it for a start. We'll see how it goes. So who's this female vocalist here? I'm enjoying this, and I know it's not Rihanna, but it's got those kind of vibes, hasn't it? And what is she saying? I can't quite make it out.
I lift up my eyes to the hill. Pain is my shepherd, my sword and my shield. I find my refuge in patience and pills. Could you read the word?
Nice little track. Enjoying that, Loco. Maybe I'll do that one next. I'm going to take I've got to go and do some things now, unfortunately, life and that. But at least the weather's nice, At least the weather's nice. I'm not so much looking forward to the days drawing in, but let's make the most of it while the weather's okay, It's been a very wet summer here in England, and but today it's looking pretty good out, blue skies and that. Get outside if you can manage it. Get some sunshine in your face. Open the window, let a bit of fresh air in. Clean your room, tidy up a bit, because it's a reflection of what's inside. Is it a reflection of what's inside your brain? I don't know, but everything just feels a bit better when your environment is clean, isn't it? So yeah. Anyway, thanks for joining me, guys. Have a great week, and I'll see you soon.